Hi, and welcome back to another GoFabric video. And in this video, we're going to start using GoFabric. So we have a bunch of sequences that we can do to get started. And we're going to have a series of short videos outlining each step of the way. And if you haven't seen the previous video, I recommend you see it because it's an overview of the whole platform. So you know what are the features and what we're going to get through here today. So today we're going to start with infrastructure creation. So here I have my account, and it's a new account, so it doesn't have any resources on it. And I have this welcome page, which is going to guide me through a couple of operations so that I can get my organization started. In this video, the idea for us is to create the infrastructure, and I can do this on this particular page. So you can see that the second step will be create infra, and the third step will be the setup of VMs. But I can also do this on a sub application called GoInfra. So that's where we're going to go. So here on GoInfra, I can see that I have no infrastructure set up yet. So I can simply click here on new infra. And here I have 4 options that I can use. So we're going to go through each one of them, and then we're going to choose one and set up a infrastructure with that particular provider. So the first one is going to be the external provider. The external provider is actually any other provider that is not listed here. Okay, so this can be your own servers on premises. This can be any other cloud service that you might use. And this can also be AWS, Google Cloud, and Azure that you don't want to integrate into the platform. So the external provider will allow you to connect your virtual machines with SSH, and the other providers will allow you to connect them and provision those VMs. So with AWS, all you have to do is to provide an access key with the correct permissions. On GCP, you're going to provide the JSON of a service account. And with Azure, you're going to provide a subscription ID and other information that allows us to connect to Azure. In this particular video, we're going to choose AWS. So I'm just going to click here, and then it opens up a couple of options. I'm going to give my AWS a name. Okay. So I'm going to call this, for example, my dev AWS. I'm going to select a region. Okay. So I'm going to choose US East 1, for example. And then I'm going to provide my access key, which I have created before with the correct permissions. Okay. So I'm going to copy this from another screen here, and I'm going to paste it here. And I'm going to do the same thing with the secret key. Okay. And then we're going to be prompted to provide 2 names, one for a security group and one for a SSH key. Okay, these names can be anything that you want. They just cannot conflict with any other name on your default VPC for that region. So I'm going to choose here. It's going to be GoFabric demo Samuel. And so I'm going to give it a description, doesn't matter. And I'm going to do the same with my key name. Right. And here I'm just going to click on create infra. Okay, so this is going to connect to AWS, and it's going to actually create the security group with the correct ports open already and the SSH key. And then what I can do is I can come into create VM, and I can choose this infrastructure that we've just created, and we can create we can provision our own VMs here. Okay, so for this particular example, I'm going to choose a T2 medium. Okay, I'm going to select the SSH key, which I have just created, and this SSH key will become available to you for download afterwards. And I can choose a VM name here, for example. So I'm going to choose GoFabric demo Samuel. And I'm going to choose the image that we're going to use. So it's going to be Ubuntu. And I'm going to choose the number of copies that I want and how many gigs I want, for example. Just give it a description and select the security group, okay? And now I'll just click on create virtual machines. And now I can see that we are having our VMs being provisioned by GoFabric. And it's just a matter of us waiting for those VMs to be provisioned. While we wait a little bit, just for curiosity purposes, what this is doing, this is connecting via AWS SDK, and it's creating those VMs and it's setting them up so that GoFabric can orchestrate the containers inside those VMs. So now we're just going to wait, and we'll be right back with those VMs created. Okay, so our VMs are created, and now we can check them on our page. Okay, so We have those VMs here, and we actually can get the key, okay? And we can also delete this infrastructure, and this will attempt to destroy those resources that you have created. So these machines that we've just created, they're going to be used for us to deploy an organization, okay? That's going to be our next video, and I'll see you on our next video for organization deployment.